Hi, and welcome to our presentation titled School Climate and Me, Identifying Social and Emotional Supports as a Black Youth for Thriving in a Positive and Equitable School Climate. My name is Latia Attaway, and I am a school psychologist here in Montgomery County Public Schools.
And I'm Alondra Anderson, also a school psychologist with Montgomery County Public Schools.
There are 4 key takeaways from this presentation. By the end of the presentation, you will understand exactly what school climate is and how a positive and equitable school climate looks, as well as how it affects our mental health and overall well-being. Next, we are going to provide you with some strategies on how to thrive or succeed within a positive school climate. Then we will discuss healing and consciousness and the connection between the two. Lastly, you will learn about advocacy and how to take action to get involved in fighting for change within your school environments. Let's take a closer look into what school climate is and the different parts that make up a school's climate. School climate is essentially the experiences you have at school that affect how you think and feel about school. There are 3 main parts: engagement, safety, and environment. Engagement includes strong relationships among everyone who is part of the school, respect for individuals and opinions across race, culture, and sexual orientation, as well as involvement in school activities. The next part is safety, in which students feel safe physically and emotionally. This includes bullying, cyberbullying, and access to and use of substances. Safety is ensured by having emergency plans in place that can be carried out if necessary. The third and final component is environment, which includes the physical design of schools, strong academic achievement, access to health and wellness supports, and a fair, clear, and consistently enforced discipline policy. Now that we know the different parts of a positive school climate, let's discuss the impact this has on your mental health and overall well-being. A positive school climate can increase your metacognition, which is your ability to think about thinking. For example, instead of thinking math tests make me anxious, you ask yourself, what is it about math tests that makes me feel anxious, and what can I do to change that? Thinking about our thinking creates perspective or insight about our thoughts, and therefore leaves space to change those negative thoughts. A positive school climate also increases your self-esteem, how you value yourself, your interpersonal skills, which are your social skills and ability to problem solve and work with others. It also improves your emotional regulation skills, which is your ability to manage your emotions, and your resiliency, which is your ability to adapt to difficult situations. Overall, it improves your physical well-being, which is having a quality of life that is not overshadowed by fatigue or stress. In addition to these factors, a positive school climate improves student motivation and achievement and prevents school dropout. It also has a positive impact on the mental and behavioral health of students, including decreased rates of student substance use and an increase in feelings of belonging. Overall, all of these promote a positive school experience and academic success. We heard the positive effects of having a positive school climate. Now we will discuss the negative and psychological consequences when there isn't a positive school climate. This can include difficulty sleeping, loss of motivation, excessive worrying, pressure to live up to others' expectations, difficulty making decisions, low academic performance, chronic absenteeism, discipline disproportionately, sadness, helplessness, difficulty managing emotions, and the erasure of cultural values and norms. Punitive approaches to discipline has been shown to lead to negative outcomes for youth. For example, data suggests that students who have been suspended are 30% more likely to drop out of school, be suspended again in the future, and perform academically poorly when compared to their peers who have not been suspended. When we refer to assimilation and or code switching, we mean shifting or manipulating your behaviors to appeal to a different crowd or audience. This can include how you speak, the style of clothing you wear, and or your hairstyle. In addition to all of these negative outcomes, over the past few years, our school environments have changed dramatically. In a matter of days, as a result of the COVID outbreak, we have shifted from full in-person instruction to virtual instruction, wearing masks in public places, physical distancing, frequent COVID testing, hand washing and hand sanitizing, being isolated from friends, a possible death of a close relative or friend, economic changes, and the racial reckoning in response to the global protests that shed a bright light on the Black Lives Matter movement.
As a Black youth in school, in your school and community, you may feel slighted, isolated, devalued, unheard, unseen, and being at school may not feel so great at times. For some time, Black youth have had similar experiences. For example, think about Miss Ruby Bridges, pictured in the black and white photo. She's an example of someone whose school experiences were not ideal, as individuals did not want her to attend a specific school due to the color of her skin. Yet she defied odds and was the first African-American student to attend an all-white populated elementary school in the South. Although the odds were stacked against her, she exhibited bravery. Beyond just surviving at school, it is important to thrive in the school setting as well as at home and in the community. So you may be asking, what does it mean to thrive? Thriving is defined by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary as to grow vigorously, flourish, to progress toward or realize a goal despite of or because of circumstances. Although there are several circumstances surrounding your experiences at school as a Black youth that may not be ideal or what you envision, it is possible for you to progress toward your goals and be successful in spite of these unfavorable circumstances. In order to thrive at school, you can use your personal strengths as work together with others to ensure you're flourishing in the school and meeting any goals you may have for your life, family, and community. Next, we'll describe a few strategies to help build your capacity to thrive at school. In order to thrive at school, it is important to know who you are. Taking time to reflect on components of your self-identification is vital to being comfortable across spaces and ensuring you show up in these spaces as your whole self. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stated, a firm sense of self-esteem is powerful. Self-esteem is a powerful tool for overcoming any obstacles that you may face. What are the components of your self-identification? Create a visual self-portrait or take a minute to complete this statement. I am, using various verbs or adjectives to describe who you are. See the visual examples of how you can practice identifying who you are and ultimately increase your self-awareness. It is also important for you to build both social and emotional supports in the school environment. Think about who are the trusted adults at your school and within your community. A trusted adult is someone whom you can count on and are dependable, such as a parent, a grandparent, a counselor, a school psychologist, a teacher, a coach, a religious leader. You cannot thrive alone. You need a collective, which is a group of people to support you on your way. Also, think of some safe spaces in which your racial, ethnic, and cultural identities are supported, such as religious institutions, community centers, clubs, and organizations. Some examples include the Black Student Union, the National Association of the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, and the Muslim Student Association. We can use hope as fuel to imagine possibilities for the present and the future, states French et al. To 2020. Although the world around us may not be exactly where we hope or expect, we can remain hopeful and imagine the possibilities. So reflect on some ways in which people of your race, ethnic, and cultural identity have overcome and how it has shaped our current environment. Talk with a friend and family members about their experiences of overcoming, or share your own experiences with others. It can be challenging to thrive at school. As such, it is important to take time for yourself. Self-care is so important. Practice healthy eating habits, exercise, listen to your favorite music, and attend an art exhibit with friends. Take a walk outside, visit a museum with family, and try to do what makes you feel happy and at your best. Practicing mindfulness is also important for self-care. Being mindful is being fully present in the moment and aware of how you are feeling, your thoughts, and actions without drawing any conclusions. With this awareness, your thoughts and actions and behaviors can change. Practicing mindfulness requires us to slow down and bring an open awareness to what we're doing in the moment. To increase our ability to do this, we can merge mindfulness into everyday activities such as walking, practicing yoga, and even doing center exercises, to include stating mantras such as I can control my breathing, I am strong, practicing deep breathing, and even imagery, which is imagine being at a happy place for you, such as at the beach or walking your favorite trail while engaging in these activities. Strategies discussed today are intended to guide you on a journey of healing, which means to make whole again or to restore. As mentioned earlier, the past few years have been especially challenging, and your experiences within and outside of the school environment also may have been challenging. So it's now time for you to begin a journey of healing. In addition to the strategies discussed on the previous slides, we must recognize that healing starts with consciousness. So you may ask, what is consciousness? Consciousness is an awareness that fully opens your eyes, ears, and most importantly, your heart to the world, environment, and the people around you. We can develop our consciousness by continuing to learn about ourselves. We can do this by practicing daily affirmations. Take 1 to 3 minutes to write a positive present tense affirmation, such as I am kind, I am brave, I am beautiful. Another way includes engaging in service learning projects, which are hands-on learning experiences that help with community change and improvement, such as starting a community garden, recycling, or even watching this video presentation.
To further build consciousness, we can expand our awareness of fairness and equity. To do so, it is important to be in the moment and centered as you enter spaces such as the school building. What are you noticing that is occurring around you? How does your body feel when faced with certain situations, such as entering your school building, walking down the halls, or at sporting events? Do you feel your heart racing, nausea, palm sweating? What emotions are you feeling? Angry, frustrated, sad, or happy? In the moment, utilize some mindfulness strategies such as deep breathing or journaling. Listen to your body and focus on your thoughts. What are you noticing around you that is preventing your school climate from being positive and equitable? Also, as you are reflecting, as we discussed earlier, look to historical figures that were unhappy with their current circumstances and how they organized and fought for change. For example, Ms. Shirley Chisholm, pictured in the top left corner, was the first Black Congresswoman who disagreed with her initial committee assignment, and she demanded a reassignment. Her advocacy led to change, and she became one of the founding members of the Congressional Black Caucus. You can take action. So when it comes to advocacy, remember advocacy is fighting to change what is to what should be. It is important you first develop that consciousness because you want to educate yourself first so that you can speak up against unfairness within your school, such as with rules, norms, and discipline procedures. Again, when speaking against injustices, do so with politeness and empathy. You can try on your own to help you develop your consciousness skills by remembering a few of these strategies. A recent study published by Yale University focused on the outcomes of adolescents who participated in the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020. Results find that even though social engagement promoted both feelings of hope and fear and anger from adolescents, the positive effects outweigh the negative, as these feelings are important in your development of consciousness and to motivate you to keep fighting against the injustices you witness. It is because of your voices as the youth of America who are fighting for a better future that movements like these have grown and transformed our society. For instance, through social media, students have shared resources and information through links to petitions, offered advice for safe protesting practices, created templates for emailing authorities, listed Black-owned businesses in need of support, and shared videos documenting instances of police brutality. Student activism has been important not only for social justice causes, but also for gun reform, women's rights, educational rights, LGBTQ+ rights, and the list goes on. Your generation is important in these causes, just as a youth was an important driving force behind the Black Lives Matter and the Civil Rights Movement.
In summary, we discussed a lot of important topics today. We discussed how positive and equitable school climate impacts our mental health and well-being. We identified at least 4 social and emotional supports for thriving in a positive and equitable school climate, and recognized that we can begin to heal, and healing starts with consciousness. We can take action for ensuring a positive, equitable school climate. So let's heal, thrive, and take action together.